Cynthia is the most notorious trainer in Sinnoh. She's loved, but also feared. When Cynthia's piano theme kicks in, you know it's about to get real. But if she was the one sent back in time, could Cynthia beat Pokemon Legends Arceus? Well, I wanted to find out. For this challenge, I'll have to obtain every Pokemon used by Cynthia and defeat every battle using only these Pokemon. To make things even harder, I won't be able to overlevel my team or use any items in battle. Cynthia may be the champion of modern-day Sinnoh, but let's see if she can overcome the Hisui region. We start our adventure by tumbling from the sky. That was a huge fall, but thank goodness you seem unharmed. Yep, I'm fine. Totally. Do you even know what a Pokemon is? Excuse me, I'm the Pokemon champion, show some damn respect. Professor Laventon gives us a tour of the village and takes us out to eat. Yeah, can I have an ice cream? What's an ice cream? Oh god, ice cream hasn't been invented yet. No! We then get to choose our starter Pokemon. Trash, garbage, awful. These all suck. I want a Garchomp. Cynthia's roster of Pokemon are both strong and awesome looking. Let me know in the comments which of Cynthia's Pokemon are your favorite, and I'll give my answer later on. Have we met before? You look kinda familiar. I like your hair. I like your hair too. I like ruins. I like ruins too. Did we just become best friends? Yup. I would have stolen Volo's Togepi, but since we're best friends, I'll wait until I find one of my own. After finishing the tutorial, we get our Survey Corps clothes, but this outfit has way too much color for Cynthia. Ah, that's much better. In the Obsidian Fieldlands, I'm able to find my first eligible Pokemon, Shellos. I name it Sergeant Squishy, and this little guy will eventually evolve into a Gastrodon. Problem is, he's already at level 15, which is pretty powerful for this early on. Ray then makes the mistake of challenging me to a battle. Cynthia, why do I hear boss music? Don't worry about it. Pikachu does hit me with a super effective Thundershock, but a few mud slaps from my Squishy Slug get the job done. Back in the Obsidian Fieldlands, I'm able to grab my next Pokemon, Eevee. I name it Soft Serve since it'll eventually become the Ice-type Glaceon. Next up is a battle against Mai and her Munchlax. But with a few quick attacks and a strong style tackle, our freshly scooped Soft Serve takes Munchlax down. Although, soon after, we have to take on an even tougher opponent, Alpha Kricketune. Eevee was barely able to do any damage before falling. Fortunately, Shellos is a bit stronger and has Ancient Power, which is super effective, picking up the KO. Weirdia is so weird. It just walks up to me, makes an angry face, and then walks off. What a jerk. We then meet Adaman and Irida, who argue about whether God is a deity of time or space. I feel like Cynthia could easily settle this argument, seeing as that she's actually seen the Sinnoh legendaries, but whatever. Psst, Psyduck, come here. I've got some pills to cure your headaches. Well, never mind then, screw you. Withdraw now while you still can, or face the wrath of Goomy. Oh no, not Goomy, please spare me. Haha, you idiot. But if that's not enough, Irida also challenges us to a battle. I'm very jealous because she has a Glaceon and it's pretty powerful too. Eevee does some damage, but quickly falls. However, two super effective ancient powers from Shellos are enough to take it down, giving me the win despite being a bit underleveled. Who would win? The legendary, noble Lord of the Woods Cleavor, or one pink sluggy boy? It was actually kinda close, but Shellos finished Cleavor with a few water pulses, and after throwing food in its eyes, the first noble lord had been quelled. Apparently, that Cleavor was their clan's protector. What could he possibly be protecting them from if this guy can take it out? This girl gives us the odd keystone and the obnoxious quest to obtain Spiritomb. Obviously, that's going to be necessary for this challenge, but you can't complete the quest until much later in the game, so I'll leave it for now. Our next mission will take us to the Crimson Mai lands, but before we get there, Ray stops us for a battle. His team is much improved and I am way underleveled. The fight started really well, but then things took a turn for the worst. I was paralyzed, crit, paralyzed, and paralyzed again. With that insanely bad luck, I'd lost to Ray. Now, the game does let you proceed regardless. However, being the Sinnoh champion, I'm sure Cynthia would be a bit embarrassed about losing to a beginner like Ray. So I rebooted the game and took on Ray in a rematch. This time, there was no crazy RNG, so things went a lot smoother. We can now access the Crimson Mai lands, which will give us the chance to upgrade our team a little. Straight away, I'm able to catch a Budew that I name Bud Lightyear, probably the galaxy's worst superhero. To evolve our flowery friend, you need to raise its friendship, and the best way to do that is breaking rocks. Riveting, I know. After a while, this allowed Budew to evolve into Roselia, but I wasn't done yet. To evolve Roselia, you need a shiny stone, and the best way to get one of those is through space-time distortions. This was another tedious grind, as these things take ages to spawn. After going through at least 5 of these, I didn't find a shiny stone, but I did find a Porygon, as well as the upgrade and dubious disc. With these, I can evolve it into a Porygon Z, which, yeah, Cynthia actually uses. Seriously, it's in the final rematch of BDSP. I have no idea why she uses a Porygon Z though. Weird, right? But anyway, I then continued hunting for a shiny stone. No exaggeration, I spent 2 whole days hunting space-time distortions. I found all of these evolution items without a single shiny stone. But on my last attempt of day 2, I finally got what I was looking for, and we now had our Roserade. Most of what I found during that grind was useless, with the exception of an ice stone. By force-feeding this to our Eevee, we're also able to obtain a Glaceon. Now our team was looking a lot more like Cynthia's. Volo then made the mistake of challenging our upgraded team, and this did not go well for him. Volo's Togepi is annoying since it has Draining Kiss, which restores its HP. It deals a ton of damage to Shellos, but by using an agile-style Water Pulse, I can move twice in a row, landing another Water Pulse to take it down. Up next is, oh my god, it's a Gibble. I want one so bad. However, our new and improved Glaceon can take it down instantly with a super effective Powder Snow. Mistress Kalaba is doing everything she can to regain the fragment. Oh yeah, I can tell. She's doing a lot right now. Although, I'm sure Cynthia would be glad to help, given her obsession with ruins. It was time for some police work. After some damn fine investigation work... Yep, that's definitely wood. We beat up the offenders, let them out on bail, and secure the wall fragment. Next up is a battle with Ursaluna, who is insanely tough, but it is a 4-on-1. I lead with Glaceon and immediately use Baby Doll Eyes to lower its offensive stats. After a switch into our Roserade, I begin chipping away at Ursaluna with super effective absorbs. I'm still taking a ton of damage, but the health that I recover from absorb buys Roserade just enough time to outlast that big papa bear. I tame Ursaluna with my glorious flute skills, and before long, we were faced by the Lady of the Ridge, Lilligant. But there's only room for one alpha female in Hisui, and that's Cynthia. I dodged Lilligant's attacks pretty easily before taking it down with some super effective Venishocks from Roserade. After smacking it in the face with a few more bombs, just like that, Lilligant was quelled. We celebrate with a meal, and I mean, I like potato mochi, but can't we mix it up sometimes? Maybe some weird ear steaks or some damn ice cream? I need sugar. Arazu now works at the salon and gives me a makeover. Not a bad look, wouldn't you say? What the hell did you do to me? I look like a smurf. Our next mission brings us to the picturesque Cobalt Coastlands. Irida straight up ambushes me, demanding a battle. Admittedly, she manages to do some damage, taking out Shellos. However, Roserade was then able to clean up both of her Pokemon. With access to a new area, we're able to upgrade the team. First up is Togepi, who I catch pretty quickly. There's a saying about walking on eggshells, but this little guy is literally walking in his eggshell. After raising its happiness, our little Togepi evolves into a Togetic. But to evolve Togetic, you need a shiny stone. Yeah, that item that took me 2 days to find. Fortunately though, I now have enough merit points to skip the distortion grind and instead purchase a shiny stone. With that, we now had our Togekiss. They grow up so fast. Speaking of growing up, our little pink slug reached level 30 and evolved into a Gastrodon. He's so squishy and handsome. Now our team was really starting to take shape. Up on the hill, we meet Paulina, whose diving goggles look pretty sus if you ask me. Which does beg the question of how the previous Lord Arcanine really died. Anyway, Chef Dusclops cooks up some fish food, which we plan to use to win over Basculegion, who kind of looks like a torpedo. Oh my god, Paulina's here to finish the job. She's gonna drown Arcanine's sons too. Somebody stop her. Fortunately, the Misfortune Sisters step in, saving the day and rescuing Growlithe. But I have to side with Paulina since I'll probably be kicked out of the village if I don't. I'll have to tackle the Misfortune Sisters back to back, which is a little challenging, but I mean, come on, I'm Cynthia. My matchup against Abomasnow isn't great, so I go with Togekiss and try to take it down with Mystical Fire. It's 4 times effective, but doesn't get the KO. This opens the door for Abomasnow to deal huge damage to Togekiss. However, I just hang on and finish it off on the following turn. Next up is Toxicroak. I was able to do some small damage before Togekiss finally fell. At this range, a tri-attack from Porygon Z was enough to get the revenge kill. Last is Charm and her 2 Pokemon. With Sergeant Squishy out front, a big super effective Water Pulse is enough to drown Rhydon pretty quickly, although Gengar does manage to take down my Slug in exchange. But on the next turn, I fire off with a Shadow Ball from Glaceon to seal the win despite being pretty underleveled. The newly evolved Arcanine goes all Super Saiyan and I'll have to calm that big beast. With Gastrodon, I fire off a few Water Pulses since we all know that Arcanine don't swim too well. Too soon? After a few dodges and throwing some treats at it, Arcanine was quelled and Cynthia had once again saved the day. Oh boy, Potato Mochi again. Next we meet Melly, who introduces himself by calling Kamado a hoe. You don't have a single likable bone in your body, do you? Adamant tries to fight me, but his grass horse Leafeon is no match for Togekiss, so I slap him around pretty quickly. Hey, Ingo! So Arceus got you too, huh? Yep, total bummer. The next mission takes us to the Coronet Highlands where we journey alongside our time-traveling pal. So like, if I started a family here, does that mean I could become my own ancestor? Ingo, you're a weird dude. Melly tries to stop us, but Gastrodon is having none of it, burying Skuntank with a few Earth powers. After catching up with my best pal Volo, we pressed onwards before Ingo decides to test my skill. Realistically though, Ingo should already know that Cynthia's abilities are second to no one. Hey, do you hear that music? He leads with Machoke, so I go for Togekiss, who has a really strong matchup. After buffing my stats with Calm Mind, a few draining kisses are able to finish it off. Next up, Ingo sends out Gliscor, who I weaken a little, but its Poison Jab rips Togekiss apart. Since Gliscor has a crippling weakness to ice types, I return serve with an Ice Beam from Glaceon to take it down. Last up is Tangela, who suffers the same treatment. You're a monster, just take the Sneasler and get out of here. Higher up the mountain, I was able to catch my next Pokemon, Gible! Soon after, it evolved into a Gabite, and I gave it the nickname Executioner. Because, well, come on, this thing looks like a killer. For the first time in this run, Cynthia had a full team, and we were getting pretty powerful. Oh really? These Neanderthals can construct stone monuments, but can't even put together an ice cream? You've got to be kidding me. Did you just call me a Galaxy Grunt? Oh, you're gonna pay for that, Melly. Just when I think I understand the battle system in this game, it throws me a complete curveball. Melly challenges us to a rematch with an upgraded team of 3 Pokemon. I lead with Gabite since it has a decent matchup against Skuntank. A Bulldoze does reasonable damage but can't pick up the KO. This is where things get weird because all of Melly's Pokemon get to move twice in a row and I have no idea why. What kind of sonic juice is Melly feeding them? Anyway, Gabite fell as a result, so I went with Gastrodon next. Skuntank was finished off with an Earth Power, followed by the other 2 Pokemon each being crushed by Ancient Power. Now I'm clear to take on the giant electric Acorn Electrode. I actually struggled with this one. I got greedy and kept being punished for it. However, Roserade has a pretty solid matchup, so I was able to defeat Electrode in battle pretty easily with a super effective Sludge Bomb. It was close, but in the end, I was able to bust that nut, calming the noble Electrode.
Who's that Pokemon?
My biggest problem with wallets is that they're too chunky, but the Ridge wallet solves this with a compact design that can fit up to 12 cards and cash. I was able to go from this bulky wallet to the Ridge wallet, which is much easier to carry around. The design is sleek and there's plenty of options with over 30 different styles to choose from. It's also durable and comes with a lifetime warranty. With Father's Day on the horizon, the Ridge wallet could be the perfect gift because everyone needs a good wallet. To grab yours, head to the link in the description and use the code KeeganJ for a big 10% discount. Thanks to the Ridge wallet for sponsoring the video.
Shellless Togepi.
What an enticing aroma. Dude, this is the same thing we eat every single day. Oh my god, we're under attack! Help me, almighty Sinnoh! I had Gabite decapitate the imposter before changing my look to resemble Cynthia just a little bit more. Look, it's the best I could do, alright? Before we can tackle the next mission, Ray stops us for a battle. His team is tougher this time around, but honestly, he's no match for the Sinnoh champion. Within a few turns, his whole team was put to bed. With that win, we're able to enter the Alabaster Icelands, and it's here that I'm able to find Cynthia's next Pokemon, Riolu. Since we now had 7 Pokemon, I subbed Porygon Z out of the team since it isn't really one of Cynthia's iconic Pokemon. Once Riolu had broken enough rocks, its friendship was high enough to evolve into a deadly Lucario, who I named Dummy Thick. I mean, get a load of those thighs. Next we meet Garrick and his carefully crafted chest hair. Yep, he's definitely got some issues. He gets all mad and tries to start a fight, but I unleashed my chunky Lucario on him and tore him to shreds. You smashed me. Yeah, my Lucario did smash you. Wait, what? Okay, that sounds very bad. After big braining my way through the Snow Point Temple puzzles, Sabi tries to get the jump on me with 3 Pokemon at once, but Gastrodon has an excellent matchup against all 3. A Water Pulse quickly dispatches of Rhyperior, and the remaining 2 Pokemon can barely touch me. A few Earth Powers cleans up the last 2, giving me a surprisingly easy win. Gastrodon really is a beast. Next up is Braviary, and this could be tough since we're severely underleveled. Regardless, I lead with Glaceon, and an Ice Beam takes a big chunk of Braviary's health. Braviary tried to use Hurricane, but Cynthia's so good that Glaceon dodged the attack. All skill, baby. Now we can fly on Braviary and, it's you again. Put a shirt on, you're not impressing anyone. Wait, you're actually gonna jump off this rock? Well, it was nice knowing you. I just can't believe Garrick is really gone. It's strange, but it's like I can still feel his presence. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I could take on the next Noble, but there's another Pokemon that I want to get first. Remember way back when I mentioned the quest to obtain Spiritomb? Well, now we can actually complete it. This quest involves flying around on Braviary, finding over 100 of these purple little wisps. It's incredibly tedious, but I got it done in about 2 hours. We can then head to the ruins where Spiritomb will appear. It's at level 60, so it's not easy to catch. It slaughtered Gabite pretty quickly and broke through a few Great Balls, but eventually one stuck and we'd caught our spooky Spiritomb. Now, there's one more Pokemon of Cynthia's we haven't caught yet, Braviary. Naturally, Cynthia wouldn't miss a single throw and could catch it on the first try. This one's a bit of a grey area because Cynthia never used a Hisuian Braviary, only a regular Braviary in her black and white team. So since it's not one of Cynthia's iconic Pokemon, I won't be using it anyway, but just caught it for the sake of covering my bases. Boom! First try, baby. With that taken care of, now it was time to slap around that big Chungus Avalugg. This is one of the easier bosses in the game, but I was getting messed up. Avalugg has an abysmal special defense, so a 4 times effective Aura Sphere from Lucario was enough to wipe this big boy off the map. I took an embarrassing number of hits in the process, but was able to quell Avalugg. It's awful to say, but I don't even miss Garrick. Yeah, he was a real jerk. I'm right here! Armageddon unfolds, and poor Cynthia gets hit with the blame. I tried explaining to Kamado that he's an idiot because if I ruin the past, then I'd never be born in the first place, and that introduces all kinds of wacky time paradoxes. I'm kicked out of the village, but whatever, this place stinks. They can't even put together a half-decent ice cream. I'm out of here. Oh my god, this feels like a big family reunion. I finally found my people. Let's plot some revenge on those galaxy traitors. And so we set out to craft the red chain by completing the trials of the Lake Trio. But before that, Gabite evolved into Garchomp, and I subbed Spiritomb into the team. Now we had Cynthia's iconic team, at least with the Pokemon that are available. Myths and legends are such fascinating things to study. I was gonna say the same thing. We really are the best of friends, aren't we? I can't wait to betray him. I can't wait to betray her. Our team was pretty powerful, so it was no trouble for Cynthia to defeat the Alpha Guardians of each lake. Before long, all 3 trials had been completed and the red chain was secured. Now in pursuit of Kamado, we make our way up to Spear Pillar before Benny makes the mistake of trying to stop Cynthia. Do you hear that music? This is for not making me one single ice cream. I lead with Lucario, who quickly takes Miss Magius down with Crunch. Benny then returns fire with a Sneasler, who decimates Lucario with close combat. But since that lowers Sneasler's defense, Garchomp can quickly pick up the trade with a Bulldoze. Benny's Gardevoir sets up a Calm Mind, which makes it very dangerous. A super effective Shadow Claw fell short of taking it down, but Garchomp, being the absolute beast that it is, tanked a super effective boosted Moonblast. This means that on the next turn, Gardevoir finally goes down to a second Shadow Claw. Gallade was able to quickly finish Garchomp, although Togekiss has a solid matchup, taking Gallade down with 2 Moonblasts. You and your potato mochi disgust me. Get out of my sight. The next battle is against the big coward Kamado. Just because you dress in all black like me doesn't make you anywhere near as strong as me. Against Braviary, I lead with Lucario, who was able to pick up the KO with a few crunches. Although Snorlax quickly gets the trade with high horsepower. Snorlax is so bulky, tanking multiple Earth Powers from Gastrodon. Luckily it missed its Giga Impact, because if that had landed, Sergeant Squishy would have been turned into a pancake. But since it missed, a few Earth Powers take out that big oaf, and the golem that follows is quickly drowned out by Water Pulse. Last is a very bulky Clefable, who boosted stats even more with Calm Mind. A Psychic doesn't finish Sergeant Squishy, but my defense was lowered in the process. I decided that my best option was to stall with Recover, buying me enough time until both Clefable's stats and my own were returned to normal. At this point, 2 more Earth Powers sealed the win, and I'd converted Kamado into a simp for Cynthia. That's right, bow down and pay your respects to the Sinnoh champ. Irida claims to be having a conversation with God, but I think she's just been licking Politoads again. The big bad Palkia emerges, and we try to contain it with our BDSM chain, but it's useless. Yeah, thanks for nothing, Lake Trio. Now it's a showdown between Palkia and Cynthia's Garchomp. I landed Dragon Claw for big damage, but since it's such a high level, Palkia hangs on. Fortunately, it missed its attack, and I was able to catch it with my first Ultra Ball. Dialga shows up too, and Kamado is convinced that I wouldn't be able to handle it. But dude, my Pokemon are fully healed and ready to go. That big hunk of metal is no match for the champ. Regardless, we leave to complete the quest of crafting the Origin Ball. But once that's secured, I return to Spear Pillar for a showdown with, well, whatever this thing is. And you might think that this battle would be the climax in terms of difficulty, but no. Cynthia danced all over Dialga without even having a chance to battle it with any Pokemon. It was all over embarrassingly fast, with Dialga now contained within the Origin Ball. Ah, so that's how Spear Pillar got all messed up. There was a party to celebrate the big occasion, but tragically, not a single ice cream was present. The post-game quest has us team up with Volo to hunt down the remaining plates. I quickly took down the Alpha Vespiquen to secure the first plate before being challenged to a battle once more by Kamado. His team is even stronger than last time, and I'm even more underleveled than I was for our first fight. But Garchomp is an absolute beast, ripping his first 3 Pokemon apart. Once Togekiss sets up a Calm Mind, Kamado's last 2 Pokemon quickly fall, giving us another plate. The next few were obtained by catching legendaries, but I mean, come on, Cynthia would easily slap some legendary Pokemon around. I mean, if anyone can, she can. But once all the plates are secured, we head to the Coronet Highlands with Volo. This crumbling statue was once the figure of a Pokemon, one that was equal to both Dialga and Palkia, the great Pokemon Giratina. Oh yeah, I've met Giratina. I even went to its house. Just what are you? We then climb Spear Pillar for a final showdown with Volo. Oh, you're betraying me? But I was going to betray you! Damn, we have good music taste. This battle won't be easy since I'm outnumbered and underleveled. To make things worse, Volo's team is similar to mine, so it'll be hard to get an advantage. Against his Spiritomb, I lead with Togekiss and decimate it with Moonblast. Next is Roserade, who does huge damage with 2 super effective poison jabs. But after setting up a Calm Mind with Togekiss, 1 Mystical Fire burns Roserade to a crisp. Volo's Garchomp finally finishes off my Togekiss, so I respond by sending out my own Garchomp for a showdown. But since Volo just used a strong style move, I can fire off 2 consecutive Dragon Claws to establish my dominance. Volo goes with his own Togekiss, so I switch into Roserade and hit it with Sludge Bombs until it finally goes down. Arcanine picks up a very quick trade in destroying Roserade, but overall, I'm in a pretty good spot. Gastrodon can decimate Arcanine with a 4 times effective Water Pulse, and the Lucario that follows doesn't have a great matchup against Sergeant Squishy. An Earth Power does fall short of taking it down, before Lucario does big damage with close combat. I could take Lucario out, but decide to stall out Lucario's close combat PP with Recover. This means that once Lucario is out of close combats, I can recover my HP to put me in a better position for Giratina. Once that's taken care of, one last Earth Power ends Volo's team before he reaches into the Distortion World and rips out a Giratina. My ace, Garchomp, is up first, and I fire off a strong style Dragon Claw. This does huge damage, but unfortunately, it's not enough to get the KO, and Garchomp goes down on the following turn. However, at this range, Lucario can end Giratina's first phase with 2 Agile-style crunches. On the second phase, I land another big crunch before Lucario is sent to the Shadow Realm by Aurasphere. I was down to only my last 2 Pokemon. Fortunately though, Spiritomb is bulky enough to tank a critical hit Shadow Force before finishing the fight with a second Dark Pulse. See you in a few hundred years, Giratina. With that, Volo was crushed and Cynthia had conquered the Hisui region. For more Pokemon content, jump into this video right here. Earlier, I asked you to comment what your favorite Pokemon of Cynthia's was, and my answer is Garchomp. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.